The bad news continues to roll in, both for Donald Trump and for some corporations that are kind of carrying his water and doing what he asked them to do. And it has to do in part with Trump's tariffs, which are wreaking real havoc on the economy and on some major corporations like you're seeing there, Target, we're gonna be talking about in this segment. But also those corporations, because he came in and said DEI is done, we're not doing it anymore. And Target seems to have agreed with that, and that is not really helping them out over the past few months. And so let's do a little update. We check in every once in a while. Sales at Target fell more than expected in the first quarter. Everybody knew it was gonna be tough times, but it's even tougher for Target. And the retailer warned they will slip for all of 2025 as its customers worried over the impact of tariffs in the economy, pull back on spending. But Target also said that customer boycotts have done some damage during the latest quarter. So they've cut their annual sales projections as of earlier this week. The company now expects a low single-digit decline for 2025 after projecting a 1% increase for sales in March. Comparable store sales, those from established stores and online channels, fell nearly 4%. That includes a nearly 6% drop in store sales and a nearly 5% increase in online sales. That reverses a comparable store sales increase of 1.5% in the previous quarter. And I believe this is as of yesterday, they dropped about 3.5% as a result of the bad news that they were announcing. So it didn't help out their stock price literally at all, bringing them to just shy of a 40% loss in the last 365 days, which, look, it's been rough for the stock market generally, but particularly for Target. I mean, a 40% loss in the last year, that's like Tesla numbers that they're experiencing right now. And some of it's gonna be, people not wanting to go to retail stores necessarily as much, people worried about the economy. There's some meta stuff, and certainly Donald Trump's tariffs have not been helping people. But we know that Target has been one of those big manufacturers that has been targeted by, pun intended, a lot of these boycotts that we've been reporting on. And that really does seem to be hurting their ability to bounce back from this. Other retailers are down, but not down nearly as much because they haven't gone so far out of their way to stick their thumb in the eye of people who used to be committed shoppers. And it really feels like Target had a couple of years of people who didn't necessarily shop at Target at all, posting TikToks about how furious they were that they saw like a pride section, and Target has massively overcorrected in wanting to reassure conservatives that they don't give a damn about anyone who isn't white and straight. They seem to have turned off people who were enthusiastic shoppers. And just as a business strategy, like, I'm not a businessman, you don't have to listen to me, but you can look at their sales, you can look at their stock price. This doesn't seem like a great strategy that they've been pursuing. And at least for now, the boycotts are not going away, and why would they? Target hasn't changed. We previously talked about the Reverend Jamal Bryant, who had initially a 40-day boycott. He's called for it to be extended and has just announced a protest to bring attention to particularly the black customers of Target who've been boycotting the company. And so when you're not doing anything to win these people back over, I don't know why. Look, we have people in the chat saying, they used to go to Target. I love Target. There's Targets everywhere. And it's not the only, I don't want to just focus on Target. Walmart has been facing a lot of these boycotts as well. Other corporations have too, but Target seems to be having just about the toughest job of digging out of the hole that they're in. And so let's jump into a little bit of their actual response. We'll close out with this. Target is intensifying efforts to entice customers who are nervous about the economy and inflation. They say they're offering 10,000 new items starting at $1, with the majority under 20. Target has reduced the number of its store label products sourced from China to 30% now from 60% in 2017. The company's on its way to reducing that number to 25% by the end of next year. And they're shifting sourcing to Guatemala and Honduras and looking to source in the US as well. So that part is speculative. That was supposedly going to be the results of all these tariffs. That hasn't actually been the result. They're moving away from China, but still a lot of these products are being produced in other corporations. So that might help with some people who are just worried about prices. But for those who have an actual problem with what they see as Target turning their backs on the LGBTQ community, turning on black-owned businesses, both things that Target has moved away from, they have so far done literally nothing to reassure those customers. And maybe it'll take a couple more quarters of these negative numbers for them to finally get the message.